Hi guys, it is Hope. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I have sat down and filmed. It's been over 2 weeks. For most people watching, you might be just like, oh whatever, 2 weeks, because you never film videos. But for somebody who makes videos as often as I do, or I suppose I can't even say often because I've just been so bad with uploading, it has been a little bit of time for me. And you know, I constantly go back and forth with the whole, do I want to continue YouTube? Do I want to stop it? Do I want to branch out? Which I do want to branch out and go farther with things. I'm not going to be filming makeup videos the rest of my life or any videos on YouTube, you know. I will be for a while, but I also want to kind of branch out and create my own brand and my own business, and yeah, that's the hopes for the future. But anyway, right now, that's how this is about. I think about, you know, kind of going back and forth with that, the whole do I want to continue YouTube thing, and if I go more than a week without uploading, I get really sad because I hate going a week without posting a video. Like, that just hurts me because I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys actually miss when I don't post or kind of are sad or even notice, but when my people that I watch don't upload very often, I do kind of get a little sad. I'm sorry if you can hear talking in the background. I live in a dorm, so you're gonna hear it. So it does make me a little sad when I don't post, and especially like when I don't have things pre-filmed. Like, I have had stuff pre-filmed, but you know, the last 2-3 videos that I uploaded were pre-filmed, and then I run out of them. And a lot of times when I have pre-filmed videos, I get too excited and I want to upload them right away, and I don't do a great job of spacing it out because then it's like, that's why sometimes I'll upload like 2 or 3 videos in 1 week, or one every 2 to 3 days, and then all of a sudden it's like you don't hear from me for a week because I can't find time to sit down. Anyway, so today I just want to chat a little bit with you guys and just kind of share what's been going on. And yeah, so I'm filming this on January 21st. I'm hoping to edit it and maybe get it up tonight or tomorrow. And I've been wanting to film for a while now, especially last week. So wait, let's just backtrack. So I came back to school on January 5th. That's when I moved back in here, and that's when I started my interim. So I go to a private school, so I have interim or J-term for the month of January, and then I'm done next week technically, and I have a little break, and then I start second semester at the very beginning of February. So I've been back into the groove of that. I start sooner than a lot of people, but I also don't start my second semester till February. So I have kind of like a, if you don't know what interim or J-term is, you take one class every single day. Mine's every single day for 3 hours and a day, and then that's the only thing you do. You just have the one class. So it's to kind of ease you back into like your second semester, but whatever. Anyway, so I did that, and then literally January 1st I woke up with a sore throat, which was really wonderful because I went home in December with a cold, and then I wasn't sick for 2 weeks, and then I got it again, and it's literally been up and down for like 3 weeks. It's kind of what everybody has, and this past weekend it finally started to get better, but there's still stuff in my throat, and I'm still coughing and blowing my nose a little bit, but it's been better. So that's kind of what was holding me off too, because last week there were multiple times that I was like, I just want to film, and I'd go to bed thinking I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm gonna film a video, and I just couldn't because I would be blowing my nose every 5 seconds or coughing, and it just wouldn't be enjoyable. And I filmed the pack with me, and I was sick then, and I was editing, and I'm like, this is not how I want to sound in all my videos, so I decided not to film that. But I do plan to film an e.l.f. Concealer update pretty soon, comparison of the 16-hour camo and the hydrating, because I did pick up the hydrating concealer, not this, Target a couple weeks ago, and I've been playing around comparing them. I am actually comparing them today too. I didn't film it today, but I've been kind of testing it to get a little bit of idea besides just putting them comparison to each other right away. I just wanted to kind of update you guys a little bit on life, because a few months ago I posted a vlog, a day in the life vlog, and I did mention thoughts on my dad's engagement in that vlog. As many of you guys know, my life with my mom passing away from cancer 5 years ago, I do talk about it. I think I talk about it more than a lot of people do. I don't know if that's just my way of grieving. That's kind of been a present in my life for a while that I've been sharing on social media. I think more for encouragement for others and just to kind of share my thoughts on how I go through things, and I want to be able to help others, and I feel like there is a way that it will impact others eventually. I never really talked about kind of like my dad and him moving on, and because that's not my relationship, that's not my part to share, you know? And I hardly even talk about my own relationship. I've been dating my boyfriend Isaac for, heck, how long has it been? Over a year now. And while it hasn't been that long, I haven't really shared much. I mean, once in a while I'll be like, oh, Isaac this in a video, or oh, Isaac that, but I'm never really like talking about like, we had this fight last week, or not saying that we never did, but you know, like I'm not really about that. So why would I sit and share my parents' relationship? Anyway, so my dad was seeing this woman for a couple years, and they did get engaged in August, which that was a whole fiasco, which I'm not even gonna go into because it's not worth going into, but that was a whole ordeal. And then they decided to be married in November. It was just one of those things that it was like, okay, you're moving into college in the very end of August. So it was like, it was crazy because that summer was nuts, and it was like, okay, you're moving into college, dad's getting engaged, dad's getting married, first semester of college. It was just nuts. And the last 6 months of my life has been so crazy. And I can't say it's been like the craziest time of my life, but it has been one of the most intense and crazy for me. I don't like change. So it was a lot. I did post on my Instagram, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's simplyhope12. I did post on there November 24th, and I'll pop a picture up on the screen right here of the post and like a screenshot of the text of it. So it was just a picture of me and Isaac from their wedding. To sum up what it says is, we celebrated my dad's wedding this past weekend, and I just kind of said that I don't really share a whole lot on social media, but it hasn't been all kicks and giggles. It's kind of been like an up and down experience, and I just want to say how blessed I am, and that the support that you guys have shown me, and the fact that I was able to get here to where I am today with my friends and my family, and the support from you guys, and just like, it has taken time to even accept the situation that I'm in. And I think the one thing I pointed out in that too was, you know, people, you say you can't ever be prepared for a death in the family, or to lose a mom, or to lose a dad, or a sibling, or whatever it is, a spouse, you can't prepare for that. But what most people don't talk about is moving on from that. And it's not even just the, oh, my mom died, we are grieving. It's the, oh, my mom died, my dad wants to move on. We all want to move on. My dad wants to find somebody else and doesn't want to be alone in the rest of his life, which, hello, who does want to be alone the rest of their life? But at that time, nobody can ever prepare you for what it's like, whether it is a divorce, whether it is a death, whether it is anything. And I know that each situation is different. So my mom passed away with my dad by her side. It wasn't like they were in a divorce. They weren't going through a separation. So that is completely different from another standpoint, which I've talked about this a little bit on my videos, but that is a completely different standpoint of if my mom and dad were getting a divorce and they were trying to find different people. So that's just kind of been what was really hard, was knowing the fact that my mom and dad never stopped loving each other before, and then my dad had to move on and find somebody else, is choosing to love somebody else that isn't my mom, and to see the differences in this woman than my mom. And she is not the exact same, which I don't want her to be the exact same as my mom, but yet she's like the complete opposite. It's just so hard because you can't really prepare yourself for something like that, and it hits hard when it's been a few years and there's still deep down that part of you that just still can't get on board with it. And that's what I posted a couple days ago. I'll put a picture of the screenshot up here, and I was kind of talking about just how I did say that back in November that life was not all kicks and giggles, but I was starting to accept it a little bit. And then again, a couple weeks ago, her and I got into a huge argument. You would know that her and I have butt heads ever since she has came into my life. And I think part of that is, first of all, I was the girl in my dad's life. I don't want to say she saw it as a competition, but I'm his daughter, and so he has, of course, I'm going to be on his side a lot of time, and he's going to be on my side a lot of time because I'm his daughter, you know, and she's coming into the situation that's a horrible situation to come into, and it's really hard. And her and I have always butt heads because it's like, I'm so used to being the mom in the house. I have been the mom in the house for 5 years. I don't want to say that I grew up, this is not a poor me at all, this is not what I'm trying to say, but I don't want to say that, I mean, from the age of 8th grade when my mom died, heck, even in 6th grade, I remember my parents being like, when my mom was diagnosed, okay, we're gonna have you start staying home with your brother, learning to kind of get on this role of being able to cook mac and cheese or whatever, you know. I just took that role. I was the older sister, I had a younger brother, and that's just what I did. When my mom died in 8th grade, I kind of took on that role of, at night, my dad would work late, you know, to support the family, so I was responsible a couple nights a week to help out with dinner or to help clean up. You know, you lose a parent and there's only one in charge. Somebody has to step up, or everybody has to step up and take on that role of keeping up with the housework and helping each other. That's just how it is. So that's kind of how I was raised. And so for me to be brought up in that, and especially the last 5-6 years of my life, I've been busy, you know, making the meals, and not like all the time, but like a few nights a week. And then I had to be, you know, driving my brother around because my dad was busy at work, and just kind of stuff like that. So taking on that mother role, and then having this woman come in and act like, you know, she's higher up, which she is. She's older than me. I'm 18. I'm still technically a child, and she makes that very clear. I'm trying to say this in a way that like makes sense, but doesn't sound, I don't know, like poor me. It's just hard when you've stepped up to that role and that level and been kind of like, you know, my dad has always been in charge. Obviously, he's higher up, he has more, he's my father. But to be without a mom and to kind of step up just a little bit more than a normal 18, 17, 16-year-old, and had to take on a little bit of roles, and then almost have to take that step back down because she came in, which it is a relieving factor. My dad now has somebody who can help, you know, take care of my brother with meals when he can't make it home, with rides, and it is very wonderful to have another adult in the house. It then made my role that was here go down to here. Now that I'm back down here, I'm looked at as a child. And I don't want this to come on as a rant. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I don't want to throw shade. This is kind of my personal stuff, but I feel it's important to mention this because this is my life, and I want to share on my channel what I think is important to share, and what I think you guys should know is that, yeah, I may look like I'm posting makeup videos and all this stuff, but everybody has that story deep down that nobody shares, or everybody's going through something that you can't see on the outside. And I do want to share that it has been very frustrating, and ever since she's moved in, since the wedding in November, I mean, I've been out of the house. I've been here, and I come home on the weekends once in a while. I haven't been home in a few weeks because I need that separation. And if I had to live at home, I don't know what I would do. You have somebody coming in like that isn't your parent, hasn't been my parent since growing up, and you know, is just somebody different coming in. That is really hard. My brother is 15 years old, and he's having to live at home. He doesn't have his driver's license yet. He can't go do things. He can't get away from the situation. It's just a constant struggle. It's a really difficult time. And, you know, her being there the last couple months has been rough. And I can't lie about that. And I kind of mentioned that in my post. I'm not going to come on here and say specific things. And I'm not trying to hate on her. I'm not trying to hate on my dad. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I don't love the situation that I'm in right now. But it is something that really I feel like I need to talk about to some extent, and I don't want to sit and hide because I'm always one that kind of speaks what I think. I'm pretty open. I am more open than probably the average person, but I'm not going to share like every single detail, and I really haven't shared much with this side of my life besides a little bit, but it is very difficult to kind of be at that level and then be kind of pushed down, but like in a way that you could say like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now you don't have to worry about the responsibilities of doing that. And I've moved out of the house, so I haven't as much anymore, obviously. Coming into this, you never really realize kind of the difficulties that it is to move on like this. But yes, of course we butt heads. We always have, even me and my dad. For a while it was me and my dad going at it, and then kind of it's flip-flopped. And now I think we're back at me and her butt heads, because it is an issue when somebody comes into your life, and I get she's married to him now. She technically is my stepmom. Whether we've had the discussion or not, it depends on your situation. I'm never going to call her stepmom. She doesn't really want to be called stepmom, and we're good on that. We're solid. We don't need to go through, we get along, we get through stuff like that. It is hard when she doesn't want that role and that title to then make me feel like I am too. It's not all kicks and giggles. It's not all happy-go-lucky. It's tough. It's life. And life throws many curveballs at you. Life throws so much shit at you. And it's really... It's difficult because you feel like you're going on a steady path, maybe even going uphill, and then it just drops. There's a constant tension, and it's really hard. That kind of led me in my post to talk about my word of the year, which I felt like God has put on my heart to have strength be my word for the last 5 years. And I think this year it's been more acceptance and optimism. And I'm very pessimistic. I look at the negatives all the time. I'm constantly dreading things that I don't want to do or that I'm forced to do. No is my favorite word. It always has been. And I think that's the thing that I love about Isaac is he's always been optimistic. He's always like, look at the bright side, hope, quit looking at the negatives. And so I think this year that I really need to focus on is being optimistic and also accepting this life is just my life, and you know what, it's just what it is. Honestly, it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I got thrown with this curveball at the time in my life that I did, because now I'm at that age where I am moving on. I'm creating my own life. I'm going to school, getting a career that I hopefully love, and moving on, getting married myself, having my own family, being on my own. And so, you know, while I don't need to fully accept every single part of this, I do need to be on good standards and accept some of it to at least be civil. And it's never gotten to the point where it's not civil, but I don't want it to get to that point. And I want to be there for my brother. I want him to feel that he can come to me and him and I are going to stay close. I want him and I to be able to relive the memories of my mom and to be able to, you know, celebrate her, I don't know why I'm crying, celebrate the anniversary of her life, pretty much. I mean, her death anniversary, but, you know, be able to continue doing the multiple myeloma 5K that we do every fall. I don't want to lose that relationship with him. And of course, I don't want to lose that with my dad. He needs that support that he wants to move on. And so I want to be there for that too, and to be able to support him in that. So that's kind of what's been on my heart a little bit. I don't know if I even came across and articulated it the way it's been in my brain. And I don't want to come on here and make it be a rant fest or make it be like an oh poor me, feel sorry for me. That's never my intentions. Nobody wants to post the bad things in their life on social media. And while I'm not going to come on here and rant because, you know, I have family that watches my videos. I have friends. They have full access to watching my videos if they really want to see this. And so, you know, I need respect, and I can't blast their relationship on social media either because it's not mine. And it's also, things do need to be kept private. But I do think it's important to share kind of your grieving process. And I do want to make more videos in the future of like kind of the grieving process and just kind of going through it and what helps. I think this is a learning experience for me, so I can help share it with you. No matter what you're going through, know that you are not alone. And you know, maybe it is your parents got divorced and you have a new stepmom or stepdad. And, you know, I never thought that I would ever say step parent in my life because I just couldn't have ever seen it. Everything was normal. I grew up with a normal life. And my life is still pretty normal. And I don't have it the worst. I live such a good life still. And I don't have anything to really... I don't have much to complain about because I have family that loves me, I have friends that love me, I have all the support in the world, and I can't sit here and act like I live a terrible life and make you feel sorry for me, because that's the last thing I want you to do. I think I will keep updating you guys kind of on what goes on throughout this as time goes on. I know that, you know, it's just that stage of life that everybody goes through too, where you just don't want to be home. And it's not to say that I don't love my dad, that I don't love my brother. It's just, you know, when you're 18. All right, so my camera overheated, which means I need to wrap it up. But I just can't hate on her either for trying to figure it out because, you know, it is hard. It's not an easy situation to come into, and it's also, you know, a learning experience. I think I'll keep you guys updated with kind of a little bit once in a while. I mean, not like all the time, but I will share kind of what's going on and, you know, just to show you reality, because not everything is how it we all wish it were to be. I did post on Instagram asking if you guys had a couple questions or anything you wanted me to cover really quickly in this update. I'm just going to wrap it up really fast. So I did post on my stories about the drugstore products I purchased at Target, and somebody wants to see a recent drugstore purchase review, which I totally will do. I have so many new products. As you guys saw for a while ago, I did pick up a new Physicians Formula foundation that looks like they're discontinuing in a lot of places. The CoverGirl Olay Advanced Radiance. I did purchase the new Revlon Candid. I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. I also picked up the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. I got 3 of those. Liquid shadows, which I'm wearing on my eye today, which is the glitter you're seeing. The NYX On the Rise mascara. You guys, I've purchased so many products, and I do want to do a get ready with me kind of product review update, which I will hopefully get to this week, if not next week. Yes, that is currently coming. Somebody else said, please share your makeup haul, the one that you went on your Instagram story with the other day. Definitely will. Another person asked, how am I doing? So I just updated you. Other than that part, I'm doing pretty well, actually. Coming back into school for this J term has been good. I haven't really had a whole lot of issues with that. I'm already almost done with my class, so Ashley and I are getting along perfectly fine. Long distance, we're back into long distance again. That's doing fine, so, you know, pretty good. And then one more was, how is my mental health? It's actually been okay. You know, I have been good. You know, besides the typical stress and a little anxiety with college, which is just kind of how it's going to be and how it is, I feel that I've been doing pretty well. I think that is all. Stay tuned for the e.l.f. comparison video. I think I'm going to film that tomorrow. I try to film when Ashlyn's not here. She's not here. I try to film when she's not here just because I don't want to be like, hey, I'm pulling out the camera, you can't move, or like I don't want her to feel like being in the background is, I don't want her to feel like she's on camera all the time. So, and I know, like, I don't think it really bugs her, like if I do pull out the camera or whatever, but I just don't want to overdo it. So, and there's plenty of times that I'm here that she's not here, so I'm like, I can just film when it's those times. Like tomorrow morning I'll be able to do that, so I think I'll film that tomorrow. Definitely subscribe if you are new. I would love to have you stick around. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, found it relatable. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. If you have any other video ideas, I'd love to hear those as well, and just kind of keep a conversation going. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.